Welcome back, folks, and thanks for tuning in to Duckpin Duel 3, Week 2. I'm Pat Rufo, and once again I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Eric Koteska. Tonight's match will feature Will Rigney against Mike Labrie, and right now we're going to turn it back to our executive producer, Brian Ewing, to give you a recap of last week's opening match.
Thanks, Pat. Well, Duckpin TV's Doubles Duel 3 began last week with a match between Andy Fairlett and Brian Miller. This is Fairlett's first frame. He's going to pick up this 10-pin for the spare, and he never fell behind during this match. He had 8 marks, 6 spares, and 2 strikes, and only missed 1 spare break during the match for that 167 game. On the other hand, Brian Miller continued to struggle under the Duckpin TV lights. He was down 30 pins through just 5 frames and shot only a 120. Now the Fairlett-Rigney team have a 1-0 lead. I'll throw it back to you guys for this exciting match between Will Rigney and Mike Labrie.
Thanks, Brian. So, Eric, with the 1-0 lead now that Andy provided and our new format, what do you think that does to the mentality of both bowlers for tonight's match?
Well, Pat, I think the importance of this match can't really be overstated. If Will wins the match, it's 2-0 lead. They can close it out on the next match. If Mike manages to beat Will, it's a tied match, 1-1. Then there's an opportunity for a tie through the entire match with a 2-frame roll. So
no matter what, it sounds like it's going to be an exciting match. It's going to be an exciting duel, and we're going to turn it right back now to Brian for a word from our sponsors.
And your staycation at Meadowbrook Lanes. In addition to youth, senior, and adult leagues, Meadowbrook Lanes offers a number of open bowling specials. On Friday nights, $25 will get you bowling for 1 hour and shoe rental and a large 2-topping pizza and a pitcher of soda. For $5 more, you get a pitcher of Miller Lights. On Sundays, pay only $2 per game from 10 to 1 and 6 to 9. Have your next birthday or family party or corporate event at Meadowbrook Lanes where you will not have to worry about the weather. We also have a full-service lounge with live entertainment. Come down to 2530 Warwick Ave in Warwick, Rhode Island, and enjoy the air-conditioned comfort of Meadowbrook Lane's 22-lane Duckpin Bowling Center and Lounge. Visit us online at bowlri.com and like Meadowbrook Lanes on Facebook.
Okay, welcome back, folks. As the bowlers have now completed their warm-ups, we're going to once again turn it over to Eric here to give you a rundown of the format of the doubles duel.
So the doubles duel, Pat, is a series of matches, each worth a certain amount of points. It begins with 2 singles matches worth 1 point each. We'll move on to a doubles match. This is worth 2 points. If necessary, we'll end up with a Scotch doubles format where the bowlers alternate who throws their first ball. And if we end up with a tie, which is possible here if Mike can win this match, we'll have a 2-frame roll-off at the very end of the match.
Looks like our bowlers are ready to go. First up on lane 9 will be Will Rigney. Big righty.
Yeah, it comes from way over on the right side of the lane.
Wow. Huge splash there. So another example, sometimes where in duck pins, the object pin wasn't necessarily as important as we seem to make it sometimes. But
yeah, well, that's all that's left now.
Can't expect that to happen very often. And
Will misses the head.
Yeah,
not a great way to start here,
now,
but
yeah.
Maybe shake off a little bit of nerves. We got the camera pointed at him.
There's a lot of, there's people here watching, cameras rolling.
Yeah, Will, Wednesday night bowler here, and the Beachcombers averages 135. Has a past league champion out of this house. We know he's got the caliber in this place to win.
He certainly likes bowling here. He's a big, tall righty. Throws the ball fairly hard and usually pretty consistent. Of course, if you remember from our last duel, you see the very recognizable delivery of Mike Labrie. Very deliberate.
Yeah, another guy who comes from the right.
Very consistent.
He rips the head pin, but gets 7
Another
out of
break. Yeah, good break.
Mike a little bit far from home, but no stranger to this house.
He's bowled at many bowling alleys, and once you step on the lanes, I don't think you remember exactly where you are, and once you start making marks, you forget it even more.
Mike bowler out of both Holiday Lanes in Manchester, Connecticut, T-Bowl Lanes in Newington, Connecticut. This past year, Pat, he actually threw his highest set, a tremendous 558 in the Tronsky triples in Newington.
That's a huge set, huh? Wow. He's another one of our, actually the 4 bowlers in this segment all have high games, 220 or higher, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, big games, all capable of really high scoring.
Every bowler's thrown at least a 220. That's pretty impressive.
And Mike left the 127 there, misses.
It didn't hit the object pin. That's a very makeable spare for him. So now he's got to just, go back to that, what we were talking about, clear the deck, hold the wood.
Yep. And for the viewers who may not be necessarily that familiar with Duckpin, Pat, a 220 game, but maybe put in perspective, how does that compare to a 220 game in 10 pin?
Well, I was having a conversation earlier today with one of my colleagues, and they were asking about it because they tuned into the show, and just because I've asked them to check it out, and got a few new people watching, and they were like, "Wow, that's different." And they're used to seeing 10-pin scores easily into the 230s and 240s on average. Sometimes for some of the better bowlers, it's a different game. I explained, the 10-pin bowler, you throw it in the pocket, pretty much almost guaranteed a 9. So, almost sometimes you're guaranteed a strike.
Yeah.
Duckpin's a very different game, and 220 is incredibly respectable, if not one of the better scores you can accomplish.
Yeah. And Will puts his second open up on the
that wasn't that
frame, but a little
throw a ball like that and you leave the 9-10. You just got to shake it off, take as much wood as you can, and move on.
Oh, 1-5. And speaking of some differences between Duckpin and
that does not happen in 10-pin bowling. I mean, you might take out 4, maybe. Yeah. If you throw a perfectly dead center chop, but you're not going to see a 1-5 ripped out of the middle of a 10-pin deck.
Yeah, Will crossing over on the 4 pins on the left there, and almost catches that 2-pin and slides it over. Very close to.
Well, again,
an exciting ball there.
We're here. There's nobody around them, but there's cameras behind them. There's people behind them, and they know it's on. Everyone that's doing this knows it's on television, or at least it's on Duckpin television.
The only television that matters. And Mike Labrie takes the lane here on his 3rd frame. He's got an 11-pin advantage through 3. Oh,
and what do you know?
Repeat performance.
Wow. So here you go.
Watching Will pretty closely.
Yeah, that's well, again, that just tells you all you need to know. 2 bowlers in a row of very high caliber threw a almost perfect ball and got an absolutely horrible result.
But you'll learn to live with it in
this
game.
You have to.
You hit your object pin.
Yeah. I love watching Mike bowl. He looks like he's actually stalking the pins. He's just, it's like a hunter.
He's looking to cover his 10 here. Get himself to 37 in the 3rd. Maintain that 11-pin lead.
That's a nice conversion.
Mike actually, last year, Pat, had a really impressive performance at the Bowlers Association of Connecticut Series Stop Finals. Breaks 9, breaks 8, looking at the 310 there.
It's funny you should mention that, Eric, because having participated in the finals and been eliminated from the finals, I actually kept score for all of Mike's run through the ladder. It was,
so you saw it firsthand.
Yeah, sir, I kept score for every game. It was amazing.
Yeah, we should have given you a microphone. Mike's looking to cover this little baby split. He heard that ball go down a little bit harder than it normally goes down. I think he was a little out of position putting that thing down.
Well, I was just saying how consistent his delivery is, and again, we are in a different house for him, so that occasionally, there may
You
be a
can see he
situation.
got that one,
Yeah,
delivered
right
that
where
one, and
we
pushed
wanted
it out a little bit farther. Well, there's a break in the action here. We have a new segment to introduce this week. Actually, we introduced it last week. We're going to continue it. We sat down with Will Rigney for 60 seconds and fired questions at him. We hope you enjoy it. All right, Will, 60 seconds. Highest game.
225.
Favorite pizza.
Peppers.
Favorite sports team.
Red Sox.
Favorite planet.
Mars.
Favorite Duckpin TV announcer.
I'll have to go with Rufo.
Favorite film.
Christmas Vacation.
Favorite vacation spot.
New Hampshire.
Favorite Adam Sandler movie.
Happy Gilmore.
Shaken or stirred.
Shaken.
James Bond or Jason Bourne.
I'll go with Bond.
Walk or run.
Yes.
Best bowler in the world.
Yes.
Lemon or no lemon.
Lemon.
Ocean or pool.
Pool.
Aladdin or Lion King.
Lion King.
Beauty or brains.
I plead the fifth on that one.
Ketchup or ketchup.
Ketchup.
All right. Thank you very much, Will.
Okay, we're back now after a short break, and Will Rigney up. And again, Will is looking to get back in this match.
He's certainly not far out of it. Just trailing by 11 pins, but with a lot of room left. But he's not gonna.
He's not quite in the same hole that Brian was in, but we're watching.
No.
We're watching
Great
Mike throw some marks, and now Will just found himself a nice spot between the 1 and the 6 and converted all.
And it wasn't the prettiest spare in the world, Pat, but the first one doesn't have to be pretty. You just gotta
Not at all.
break the seal and get going. Will leaves himself the 2-7. Another little baby split there. We saw Mike try to cover this earlier on the other side.
I'm sorry.
Will
Sorry, I was
shows us how there.
a bit preoccupied there for a few seconds, folks. I know we're trying to keep this a family show, and I didn't want to make any inappropriate comments regarding any other commentary that was happening. But Will Rigney with a great box there. Down 3 and a mark up. This is a spot where Mike Labrie refocuses and really starts to throw bullets at the middle.
A little uncharacteristic.
Yeah, you
there.
heard.
This is the moment that Mike usually
Right. But if you
captures.
heard him at the line, he was kind of upset with the release, and luckily he got away with a spare break.
And Mike.
Nice conversion.
Doesn't let Will get ahead of him too much here.
No, he's keeping
pay.
himself just a little bit ahead, and keep the lead. Try to build it.
And you saw Mike
It's a big ball right there.
a little faster pace there. Took the lane and just got up there. Then
Every once in a while, you see him do that. Not often, but every once in a while, he's just a little quick. Ball was
Looked
right
like
where
it
it needed
worked
to
out
be. Yeah,
right
ball was right
for
where it
him,
needed to be. Again, big load and a very, very makeable spare.
he was filling his mark in the 5th frame there. Puts 8 on a spare. Covers the next one. That's 2 in a row, folks.
So Will threw a couple marks at Mike, and Mike steps up and returns the favor.
And Mike has 75 plus through 6. Will has 54 through 5. He's filling a mark. Close the gap here even a little
can.
bit more. Just
A ball like
that.
that'll do it. Definitely.
One pin game, ladies and
We are
gentlemen.
now in a match. It's a chance to see something we didn't see in last week's match. Will Rigney a chance to throw a first double of this duel. Solid 5-pin there.
And Will looks like he's settling in now,
yeah,
doesn't
he's finding a groove now.
he? And
Looks like we've got a 84 plus 94 plus a hit in the 7th for Will, and we're at 75 plus a ball for Mike in the 6th. We've got still a one pin game. We're going to do a commercial break at this time.
Lucky Strike Lanes is located at 185 Stafford Road in Mansfield, Connecticut. That's Route 32, right across from the drive-in movie theater. Lucky Strike has 24 duckpin lanes and is home of the Eastern Classic, duckpin bowling's most historic tournament. Lucky Strike is also a great place for birthday parties, group outings, corporate functions, and fundraisers. Lucky Strike also has lanes available for open bowling. Rock and Bowl every Friday and Saturday night as well. You can visit Lucky Strike Lanes at LuckyStrikeLanesCT.com or on Facebook, Lucky Strike Lanes CT. Hope to see you soon. Welcome back, folks. We're going to continue with this announcer's duel here, Pat Rufo versus Eric Leteska, for the right or the privilege loser to wear this pin suit. Pat Rufo got an 8-box in his first frame. Eric had a spare, so Pat's looking to make up some ground here in this second frame. Misses a little to the right there. This is going to be a tough spare to pick up. That's the 1, 2, 10 there. Pat, like we said last week, not just a commentator. He's a pretty good bowler in his own right. He bowls over at Lucky Strike Lanes in Mansfield, Connecticut. Ooh. Like Pat stuck a little there. Not easy bowling in these house shoes when he's used to wearing some personal bowling shoes. So that's a 9-box for Pat in this second frame, and that's 17 through 2. Eric can almost put this match to bed here with a good first ball. Remember, he had a spare in that first frame. That looked good there. Looks like he left a 2-pin spare here. We'll see if he can convert. It seems like that fitted collared shirt isn't giving him too much of a problem, not restricting his movements too much. And, oh, he converts. So that's another spare for Leteska. And he has 28 plus a spare to fill in that second frame against Rufo, who has a lot of ground to make up. All right, guys, get back up to the booth, and we'll continue on with this doubles duel. Back to you.
Well, as you just saw, I'm now looking at a pretty large deficit. I've got half of that costume already fitted. So
yeah, I got the jump on you, Pat, but I'm not counting you out yet.
well, next week, we'll see what happens next week.
Back to the action here. Mike on lane 10, filling a spare in the 7th frame. It's a big moment.
Yeah, it's the second time he's thrown the ball pretty much right where he wanted to, and that 6-10 just not bending.
And with that ball, Mike goes from up 1 pin to down 1 pin on his opponent, Will Rigney.
Yeah, with the strike fill, you gained a couple pins, but Mike's not going to let him run away with it. I can tell you that. He's going to keep throwing them.
Yeah, Mike knows what's at stake here.
Well, if he doesn't come up with a point, then it puts him in a position they have to win 2 in a row.
Yeah. And a beautiful ball.
Wow.
That
Just
messenger
not-
pin leaves
yeah,
the 10
he-
pin. Doesn't quite get
The
there.
10 pin's not doing him any favors in the last few boxes, but I mean he's leaving spare breaks, which is what that's what this game's all about. You're not going to You're not going to just expect to get a strike every time.
And you see Mike slowing his pace down a little bit again, a little more characteristic of Mike's style.
Oh, he turned around halfway on that one. He knew.
Yeah, right out of his hand.
So, again, putting a lot of pressure on Will. Will needs to throw at least an 8-drop to maintain the tie. And
anything less?
then a mark is, another mark at him.
We got a neck-and-neck race here.
Well, that's at least 8, so he's still he's 1 pin up, 1 pin advantage through 7.
Will's been bowling a long time, Pat. He's been bowling since he was 5 years old.
I'm looking down at a high set. Is that right? 592.
Oh, and he misses the 2-pin. Leaves a door open for Mike to really.
That's an opening there.
Get the jump here. And that last single right there, Pat.
Well,
that could prove to be pretty important here. This match has been within 1 pin for
pretty much,
frames
yeah,
now.
since 4 boxes. Yeah. It was 3 pins from the 4th box on.
We'll see if he comes back here.
It was
Oh,
thin.
a little,
there was
light on that.
Yeah, that was a thin hit.
Right side. Got a real mess up there.
Right now, Mike's
everything but the 9-pin standing, and you got the back 2 rows.
That's a really, really difficult spare break.
Oh, Mike.
Are you kidding? Whoa.
He just
Wow.
covered the 4-5-6.
That was really
Ladies
good.
and gentlemen, you're not going to see that happen too much. And that is a great 9.
That's a really good 9. Not the spot he wanted to throw a 9, but considering what he had to deal with, it was an incredible out. Well, right now,
Mike takes the lane here with
yeah,
considerable advantage, filling a mark.
he can go as high as 182. That would be throwing, striking out. He's got a chance to really put some big numbers up.
And
Ooh.
he throws a great ball there.
It's a great
Crosses the
first
head pin
ball
over there.
He's not going to be upset with a 9-drop at that point in the game.
Nope. Big opportunity here to.
He's got to take a. He could take a
Really
10-pin
just take
plus.
firm control.
Yeah, it could be a 10-pin plus lead. Which is what he does by converting that 5-pin.
It's last 5 frames here out of Mike have been really tremendous. 7 spare, 8 spare, 8 spare,
and all
9 spare,
9.
9 spare.
Yeah, it's a pretty picture up there for him.
Mike doesn't need too much here to.
He can. Yeah, I think he has. He can close him out without the double, without throwing a strike.
All right.
So now we've got a big shot. No, it's not over.
Match is not over.
If you recall, in the match against Robustelli, Labrie left the 1-7 in the 10th frame, and it was a huge shot that he made to really seal the deal in that match. These are a little closer together, but it's the same as essentially the same shot. Get between them and tie them together.
Oh,
It's a little heavy.
picks
on the
that
3.
front pin off. And
So now the door's open. Will's got to step through, and Will does have to throw 2 strikes at least to get things rolling, and then hope for a big hit on the 3rd ball.
Yep, and the deficit, ladies and gentlemen, is 28 pins. Will
He needs
only get
29.
30.
Yeah, he needs 29 to win. 30 to 30. Well,
So
29
he's only
to
got
30.
two options here:
Yeah.
29 or 30.
2 outs, as they would say in poker.
And in the event,
And that's going to tie our doubles duel 3 match at 1.
yeah,
Still going to be a big game.
really exciting match here.
This
Really wasn't until the ninth frame that
Right.
this
Well,
wasn't close.
it was a very, very evenly contested match throughout. And very well bowled by both.
And Will closes his game out. Final score 149 for Mike Labrie and 139 for Will
Yep.
Will Rigney. 10-pin match.
Going to be right back after this commercial break with a word from our winner.
Spend your staycation at Meadowbrook Lanes. In addition to youth, senior, and adult leagues, Meadowbrook Lanes offers a number of open bowling specials. On Friday nights, $25 will get you bowling for 1 hour and shoe rental and a large 2-topping pizza and a pitcher of soda. For $5 more, you can get a pitcher of Miller Lights. On Sundays, pay only $2 per game from 10 to 1 and 6 to 9. Have your next birthday or family party or corporate event at Meadowbrook Lanes, where you will not have to worry about the weather. We also have a full-service lounge with live entertainment. Come down to 2530 Warwick Ave in Warwick, Rhode Island, and enjoy the air-conditioned comfort of Meadowbrook Lane's 22-lane Duckpin Bowling Center and Lounge. Visit us online at bowlri.com and like Meadowbrook Lanes on Facebook.
All right, I'm here with winner of Doubles Duel 3, Match 2 winner, Mike Labrie. That's 2 singles matches wins in a row for Mike. Mike, that was a great performance. What do you think changed for you there in the 5th frame where you just about marked out after the game?
Biggest difference was I made sure I slowed down. After I slowed down, I had a lot more control, and obviously by looking up there, you guys could tell that was a big difference.
Yeah, it was a really great performance.
Thank you.
What do you think? So you've actually tied up the match between Team Rigney and Fierlet and Labrie and Miller. You guys are going into the next match. What are you guys thinking? What's the game plan here?
Game plan, just keep plugging away. I'll try to build on mine, help Brian out here. He's going to be coming along. I know he is. He's due. And it's going to be tough opponents, no question about it.
Yeah. All right, well, congratulations, Mike. We'll be back in just a moment to kick off. We'll be back next week, actually, to kick off our doubles match. It's going to be Mike Labrie and his teammate Brian Miller against Will Rigney and Andy Fierlet. Doubles format worth 2 points. It's not do or die, but we have a chance at a tie, ladies and gentlemen. Come back next week. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you for tuning in to Duckpin TV's presentation of Doubles Duel 3. At this time, we would like to take a moment to thank all of the volunteers and donors and the Host Bowling Center for making this show possible. Make sure you tune in next week on Monday, July 7th, as Doubles Duel 3 continues with the much-awaited doubles match worth 2 points. Stay tuned to Duckpin TV, the home of Duckpin Bowling.